How's it going, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch. If you're a subscriber, don't forget to look out for something summary hidden in one of our videos in the month of August for your chance to win Octopath Traveler. For today though, we've got a review of Megaton Rainfall. Is this one worth your hard-earned cash though? Let's get into the review and find out.
The story here is not one we've not seen before. It's your job to save planet Earth from an alien invasion, and it can only be you, seeing as you're an indestructible super being. Much of the story is narrated and it's kept pretty simple, but I appreciated the time that was taken to implement it. As soon as the game loads up, you're presented with a small tutorial where you learn how to fly, and straight away you can see this is going to be an enjoyable game. The controls are nice and simple. The left stick propels you and the right moves you around. L and R buttons are used to move your being up and down and to build up speed. You realise that you can fly around at super speeds, and that feeling in the game grabbed me pretty much right away. Never have I felt in a game so powerful. You get to fly around at speeds that would make Superman jealous. You can fly around planet Earth, you can even fly through the atmosphere into space and back down again, using the atmosphere to pick up great speeds, and you can even pay a visit to the fish in the ocean. It feels fantastic, and the game is beautiful at times, especially in this first person perspective being used. It feels like you're the biggest, baddest superpower in the world, capable of anything, but can you save humanity? It's the first few hours of the game that makes you feel like this is an experience unlike any other, and I'll get into the game's shortcomings, but I feel like I should make clear right away that this is not a game that is a complete success. However, as an experience, I can certainly recommend it just because of how great it feels. On the Switch, movement feels really smooth for the most part, which I was glad about. Now, as you are an indestructible super being in this game, you can't die, so you have to save the city from being destroyed by aliens and sometimes by yourself. As people perish, your job becomes more difficult. The more people that perish, the more you get punished in the game, as your green bar on the left starts to drain, and if the bar drains completely, you have to restart at the game's last checkpoint. And these are never too far from each other, which was fine by me. Now you have to make your way from point to point, which is depicted on your screen, destroying foes as quickly as possible before moving on to the next, and it's really quite stressful having the city in your hands. Who would want this as a job? Enemies are nice and varied, which was quite a surprise to me. Some are small and nimble, others are big and slow and can cause massive damage and kill lots of people with some of their mega weapons, reminding me of when the ship in Independence Day unleashed a ton of energy, taking out the whole city. It's a balancing act of choosing which enemies to take down first, and many have weak points depicted by a red spot somewhere on them. The gameplay for a lot of the game feels really fun, but there are some frustrations here. The issue with the gameplay itself comes in the destruction of the enemies you face. You see, it's not easy to target them, and there's no locking system here. Furthermore, the targets look pretty small at times and move at speed, making it difficult to take some of them down, especially having to target certain red spots. And that certainly can be annoying. Of course though, the more you play, the more you get used to it and become used to the mechanics, and as you complete each section you get more power-ups, and these are certainly welcome. Freezing smaller enemies, for example, comes in super handy indeed later on, and does alleviate some of the earlier annoyances. Now this is certainly a game you'll want to play on the largest screen. To take down enemies, you release a bundle of energy from your hand, miss though, and you can end up doing more damage than good. Not only does the city have to worry about the aliens, but also you as the player, as more often than not you'll be destroying things accidentally, which is wickedly good fun but really doesn't help your cause. ZR is used to fire, but holding it unleashes more energy, and if one of those goes awry you can end up destroying a whole city in one go, and then it's time to restart from the last checkpoint. Now the campaign is not the longest in the world, but it serves a purpose to transport you through the little story that there is here. But over time the game does become a little bit repetitive once that initial wow comes out of your mouth at how great the game feels to play and fly around destroying enemies. It can never manage to quite sustain those heights, which is a real shame. However, seeing as this was developed by one guy, I was more than just a little impressed what has been accomplished here. For what there was to play, I did really enjoy it. I just wish there had been a little bit more variety. To its credit, the enemies are quite varied and present a differing challenge to kill each one, though there are bosses, but none of them are really too difficult. The game has a VR option on the PS4, so if you own the PS4, this might be worth checking out because I think the experience must be fantastic in VR. In terms of audio, it sounds great. The explosions are good, the sounds made when you fly around and you're whooshing really immerse you in the game. The star though for me is the expressive music called Tracks Chosen. I really enjoyed the tracks here, and while you're in the heat of battle, all of a sudden you get some quality vocals. It's just all great stuff. Visually and performance-wise, the game's very good, but the textures do lack detail. It can be forgiven though with the speeds you're capable of flying at. Buildings crumble, floating on top of a planet and seeing the sunlight come through is a delight, and I enjoyed messing around just flying about and seeing the sights. The Switch handles all of this brilliantly with no obvious performance issues, either in docked or in handheld mode, although I would say this is best played on the larger screen, so you can target those targets a little bit easier. I like the design of the enemies as well, reminding me of War of the Worlds. In terms of value then, the game is $15.99, and to be fair, you're going to get a good few hours out of this, maybe not a lot more, and I think it's worth it for the experience alone. This game is actually good. You can unlock both score attack and free mode, which adds a little bit more to the replay value, but sometimes for me, games just have to be appreciated for that experience that they give you. Much like a film, you may watch it once and you're fully satisfied and move on. There's nothing wrong with that as long as the experience gives you something that you enjoyed. Sure, this becomes a little bit repetitive after a while, but it's still breathtaking for the first few hours, and was the first game that really made me feel supremely powerful in a way I've not quite felt before, and that in my opinion is definitely worth your hard-earned cash. In summary, I didn't know what to expect when I loaded up Megaton Rainfall, but what I got was something thrilling and enjoyable. Like anything good in life, you just wish that feeling lasted a little bit longer before it ultimately wears off. Being able to take down alien empires is the stuff of childhood dreams, and there's nothing quite like being the hero to take down all of them, whether it's blasting a ship into a million bits or battling a robotic worm burrowing through skyscrapers. If you want to be super, then there's nothing quite like the feeling this game gives you. A 7 out of 10, very respectable game here. And if you like the look of this one, then it's definitely worth a shot. Thank you for listening, guys, and I appreciate you watching our review today. If you enjoyed it, then why not hit that thumbs up button? It really does help us out and lets us know whether you feel that this was a good video or not. And if you're a new watcher, then we do gameplay videos and reviews like this one, and we've got over 350 videos on our channel now, so why not go and check that out, hit that subscribe button, and you can also be in with a chance to win our monthly games giveaway. So remember that this month, in August, it's all about summer. If you find something hidden in one of our videos, be sure to comment on that video and timestamp where you think you saw that summery thing. Lastly, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this game. Is it one that you're going to purchase, one you're thinking of purchasing, or is it one that you're thinking it's not for you? If so, leave me a comment and let me know why. I'd love to hear from you. And you know, as always, we look to respond to as many comments as we can. My name is Juan Romero from SwitchWatch. Hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you again on the next one. Take care.